It's a real pleasure and honor to be the speaker today at this event. And Teresa, thank you for the rousing speech. Sue Phillips, what can I say? Awesome coach at Archbishop Medi. She's got so many kids, their scholarships. I mean, I can't say enough good words about her. Very committed. If some of your children are talented and if they go to Medi, their girls basketball program is something else. Very, very good. Very good. I'm going to talk about 5 things about Hinduism that I understood. Some of it I may have also understood it a little wrong, but at least more or less I want to try and share these 5 thoughts that ring into my mind when someone says, you know, who is a Hindu? What does it make you to be a Hindu? What are your, sort of like, if I'm a Hindu, what am I? So I'm going to ask you a simple question. Who was the first yoga teacher? Hands up. Anyone who knows the answer? There you go. Lord Shiva was the first yoga teacher, and his first disciples were the 𝙒𝙬 And I guess he must have said, Patanjali, this is your department, you grow it from here. So that's how yoga came about. So in 2016, the Yoga Association of America said that there were 36 million practicing yoga citizens in the United States, 36 million. That makes it 1 in 10. And every one of those persons is actually a Sanatani, a Hindu. Because when you practice yoga, you are one with God. So this important connect is something that most of us don't understand. Yoga is not something that's exotic. It's part of Hinduism. Many of us don't realize it. And I'm hoping that this opens up the eyes. And anytime somebody tries to say that it is something else, it's not true. It's very clearly defined what yoga is, what yoga stands for. And I hope that this message is something that we can all carry with us and say, listen, no. If you are practicing yoga, you are a Hindu. Because there is no procedure, there is no like a priest coming and anointing you to say that here, now you have become a Hindu. Nothing like that. If you think that you want to be Hindu, you can be a Hindu. You don't have to change your name. You don't have to do anything else. It's just a thought. Because Hinduism is not a religion as much as it is a way that you want to live life. Sanatana Dharma, which is the original name for Hinduism. What Sanatana means, eternal. And Dharma has many meanings. The one that I found most appropriate is flow, because dharayati iti dharma. And something that flows, because that's how you can explain that this has been here for thousands of years. It will be there for thousands of more years. The other religions are just very, very young compared to what has been through. I mean, you'll see, a Ganesha being found in the Alps mountains, 40,000 years old. Ganesha, 40,000 years old. They dated it. So we don't even know when this thing started. So this is the greatness of this religion. Unfortunately, there are some who want to try and make a business out of it. Extortion. I mean, this is extortion, victimhood, in my opinion, what is happening. And they have to be shown the real truth. And just like, raising your voice doesn't make you right. This is something that some people need to be told. And getting outraged on something that is totally trivial, somebody is going to call you for that. Somehow I see this as a new habit, and I think this needs to be broken quickly. The second thing I want to talk to you about, for this I need my numbers. Okay. No, it's okay. I got it. No, the diameter of the sun, I calculated this from the web. 865,370 miles. This is the diameter of the sun. The diameter of the earth, 7,917 miles. You divide one by the other, you get the number 108. The distance between the moon and the earth is 238,900 miles. The diameter of the moon is 2,159 miles. You divide one by the other, you get 108. 108. When we are growing up, our parents used to say, if this thing comes true, I'm going to break 108 coconuts. I mean, I can go on. There are 108 reasons why the number 108 is special. There's a book that says why 108 is so special. In Bharatanatyam, there are 108 karanas. In Ayurveda, which I'm going to touch upon a little bit more, in Ayurveda, you have what is called as 107 marmas. A marma is an ailment. Well, when you don't have anything, which is the last one, that is no marma, that is when you are healthy, that makes it again 108. In our calendar, we have 27 stars, or called as nakshatras. In a day, we have 4 pairs. You multiply 27 by 4, what do you get? 108. So this religion is based on fundamental science, and the belief is yath pinde tat brahmande. That means what I am, I'm a part of this universe. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Something similar, but this came a lot earlier than that. So we can go on and on about Hinduism, what it stands for, why is it so scientific. I'll give you another example. The sound Om. Om is something that we say when we are doing yoga also, we do pranayama, we say Om. What exactly is Om? Om is a sound that comes from within our navel. We have to say it right. But Om is also the life force. Now, life force, well, is this God particle? Not exactly, but I'm saying life force for a reason. If you think about the energy that comes from the sun to the earth, that energy has a sound, but that sound is not in our audio range. You have to bring it down to our audio range, and if you listen to that, that's what is the sound Om. And think about it, if you don't have sun, you don't have life. So this is what Hinduism worships. And again, Om has a bunch of frequencies. There is something called as a tonoscope, which is like a spectrum analyzer. You can analyze what makes up the sound of Om. If you analyze it, you know what you get? You get the Sri Chakra. Exactly the thing. I mean, you go to YouTube and go and take a look at it, you get Sri Chakra. So whatever it is that we are worshipping, these are all things that are actually around us. And when you say Om, you are in one with the nature. And when we do practice other things such as Ayurveda, which I'm going to touch on in just a minute, you will understand why it is so important that we have the power to also cure ourselves. How many of you know about Sanskrit, how it was invented or how it was refined? So some of you knew. Okay, so there is, if you look at the languages that existed thousands of years ago, there was Pali, then it derived or it evolved into what is called as Prakrit, and then Prakrit became Sanskrit. So Sanskrit means refined language. There was a guy called Panini, 590 BCE approximately, we don't have the exact dates. He was the one who took Prakrit and he refined it. I mean, he did such a good job that the language hasn't changed in 2,500 years. 2,500 years. Depending on who you listen to, there are 4 million to 30 million Sanskrit texts available today. Nobody has decoded them. Maybe 1 or 2 we have decoded, Mahabharata maybe. So there is a wealth of knowledge that is there to be uncovered, and fortunately, because most of it is written in Sanskrit, it is you can easily decode it, and that will benefit humanity. I'll give you another example. Robert Oppenheimer, this is the man who invented the atom bomb. He had a PhD in Sanskrit from UC Berkeley. And this guy used to go back to Vedas whenever he got stuck on the problem. For philosophical encouragement, he would read the Bhagavad Gita. And if he wanted to know what exactly was an atomic fusion or a reaction, he used to go back and refer to the Vedas. You had this unique combination of a scientist who also was proficient in Sanskrit. So there is so much information and knowledge buried in it. We just need to have the right keys to unlock it. As Sanskrit was growing, we all know Emperor Ashoka as somebody who conquered Kalinga or who became a Buddhist after that or before that, it doesn't matter. But Ashoka did us a huge favor before he became the emperor. Before he was the emperor of the kingdom, he was the governor of Takshashila, today modern day Takshila. At that time, he modernized 2 scripts. One script for writing from left to right, which is called as Brahmi, B-R-A-H-M-I, and another script to write from right to left, which is called as 𝙤𝙬𝙤𝙀. Today, Brahmi is the basis on which almost all the Indian languages, as well as many Southeast Asian languages, are standardized on. You take a look at Devanagari. Devanagari came from Brahmi. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, any Indian language, they all go back to Brahmi. In fact, Khmer, KHMER, which is what is the script in Cambodia, that also is derived from Brahmi. Likewise, if you take a look at the Kharoshti side, Persian, Urdu, Hebrew, everything derives its origins from this script. So we have been the leaders in terms of how to express ourselves. Now I'll go to the next level. Sanskrit is the mother of Latin, and I'll explain to you why I say this. We all agree that all the Western languages came out of Latin. Yes, we have agreement in that. So if you look at Sanskrit grammar, I don't know how many of you have read Shabda Manjari. You have singular, you have dual, and you have plural. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. There are two Ramas. I don't know why they wanted to have two Ramas, two Sitas, two Lakshmanas, but it is there in the grammar. Guess which other language has the same construct? Latin. So Latin has the same grammar. Some of your kids may be learning Latin. That would make it easy for them also to understand Sanskrit. So everything started from Sanskrit, and then it started, finding its way through this whole civilization. Why is it that we are not giving it the respect it deserves? Why have we not unearthed the 30 million scriptures that exist in Sanskrit that we can understand? I'll give you a simple example. Mercury. Mercury is a tremendous source of energy. And there are scriptures that tell you how to make mercury as your fuel. We're still, graduating to hydrogen now. Mercury is still some ways away. But these are all the things that our scriptures can provide. But first, we need to understand that we are proud of our heritage. We are proud Hindus. And we should not hesitate to express ourselves when there is a thought where it can be done better using our culture and our heritage. Don't try to kind of dumb it down. It's no longer possible for you to keep quiet. If somebody tells you a blatant lie, you have to call it out. You have to tell them onto their face, this is not right. Here are the facts. And all of the stuff that I'm sharing with you is all from all my guests who have come to my channel and they have expressed it. I probably retain 5%, and that's what is coming out today. I didn't become so good at what I am doing by just reading upon this. It's just being a good listener. I just have a couple of other things. How many of you practice Ayurveda? Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Till about 6-7 years ago, I was not at all looking at Ayurveda. But somehow something told me that you have some problems that are not getting solved. You may want to try Ayurveda. And after that, I have completely changed. One of the things I do since then is that there is this thing called Anu Thailam, A-N-U Thailam. And this is just nasal drops, 2 drops per nostril in the morning, whenever your nose feels stuffy, right? And you will clean, once you have that, you will, of course, clean your nose after that. But after that, the entire day, you'll have clean passage, no problems at all. Especially for, Teresa, you take a flight, go to Washington, D.C., and, 1 hour sleep and you wake up with a stuffed nose. Carry this with you. Just 2 drops in each nostril, 5 minutes, you're clean. I have not had cold in the last 8 years, guys. All through COVID, I have not had cold. No, see, this is the common cold cure. Literally, you don't have to take it every day. Only on the days when you feel that your nose is stuffed. And especially remember that cold takes 3 days. It gestates in your body before it really takes hold of your body. So the moment you feel stuffed, use this and you'll be fine. There are many other things that I can go on. I had corns on my feet. I work standing like this, 10, 12 hours a day. For the last 5 years, I work standing. And on one leg, I had a corn that was growing right down. It was so painful. And only Ayurveda could cure it. 2 months or so. I had to apply some ointments, but done. And I'm perfectly fine now. So what I'm trying to say is there are some cures in Ayurveda that you cannot find in other places. Muscular problems or knee. You know, in allopathic, the Western medicine, if all else fails, what they say is, oh, just get a knee replaced. Sometimes with a metal. It's, you know, you don't have to do that. You can take Ayurveda practice, 3 weeks. Sometimes you can even do it in a week and follow their schedule. And in fact, there is an Ayurveda clinic right here in this building. Yeah, Teresa, you don't have to go far. The last one I want to talk to you about, you know, many of our children come and tell us, Mom, why is it that in Hinduism we have millions of gods? Well, truthfully, there's only one God. And Suresh touched upon it when he did the prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. This Parabrahma was what was defined as the God. But that God was understood by the rishis and the thinkers, but the common person could not understand what Parabrahma is. Because they said, this is formless, shapeless, but it is there. It is around you. It is in you. But you can't see it. So for common person to understand it, then they started defining things like, oh, you are a farmer. So where do you get your produce from? From the earth. So you worship the earth. Then you got Bhumi Devi. So every time somebody plants seeds for a harvest season, the first thing they do is do a puja to Bhumi. That, you know, oh goddess, please, please give me a good harvest this season. And the same thing, if you've seen any Bharatanatyam concert, they will first say, tell Bhumi Devi that I'm going to stomp on you, please bear with me. Now, then we can say, then how did we get so many other gods? You think about, say, Lakshmi, Saraswati and Durga, right? So think about an average mother in her day, right? She is sometimes the breadwinner, so she's the Lakshmi. She's getting the kids up for school, evening, morning, telling them what the subjects are, so she's Saraswati. And when somebody comes and gives her trouble, she becomes the Durga. So we have all our gods rolled in one. But you have to define what the role is. That's how these gods became more and more. But you can always trace them back to one form called as Shakti. Shakti is force. And so from one god we became Shiva and Shakti. That was how Adi Shankara defined it. And then it became more and more and more. But in essence, you have only one god. But more importantly, if I have to think about one line that I remembered from my Upanishad days that I can follow in my life, that is Satyam Vada Dharman Chara. Speak the truth, follow the path of rightness. Thank you very much.
Thank you.